Welcome channel again. My name is Legend FS Academy. In this my channel, I shared a lot of useful content about price action on how I trade. I trade with pure price action, and that is what I do on my channel here. So without wasting much of your time, I want to show you a simple counter trend break strategy which you can use to trade any financial market. So particularly how I use this counter trend line, I'll be showing you how you can be able to use this counter trend line, and I will also be showing you the back test I did on this particular strategy which I've been using. It is called a counter trend line break. So I will also be showing you the this back test which I did. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive into it and let me show you on how you can be able to use this particular strategy. First, what you want to do is first you have to identify your resistance zone or support zone. First, we've identified this particular zone. This is just for example. I will also be going into the live chart to show you. The price can be you want the price can be coming like this. The price you see something like this on the chart, and finally the price take off this particular support zone and price break below it. So you want to be as price has broken below this particular zone now. So this particular zone now, what you want to be doing is wait for the price to retest. And sometimes the price may not just fly up and retest like this. Sometimes it's come in this particular way. You pull up, you pull down, pull up again, pull down, pull up again, pull down, and pull up again. This is normally what price normally does if it wants to head back to this particular zone here. So once you spot this particular pattern here, what you want to do is pull out your trend line. You want to pull out your trend line and draw your trend line from the wicks of the candle. You can see that the market has been making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. No time that the lower low has been bridged. The market keep on making the higher high, higher high until we get to this particular zone here. What you want to be doing is wait for this particular zone here to take off. Wait for this particular zone to take off. Once this particular zone here, and this is a counter trend, once this market can close below here, I normally wait for this particular setup on 4 hours. So, and I also did the backtest on 4 hours. So once you wait for this particular zone to take off here, you can see that in directly the market has given us what we call a double top here, which is another reversal pattern in the market. You can see that if, for example, the market break below this particular trend line now, you can see that the market has given you what we call double top, which is this particular one here. So normally, what I normally do is that once I spot this particular break on 4 hours, I'll normally jump in. My stop loss will be higher somewhere here. My stop loss will be always somewhere here above this particular one. So sometimes the market may likely wants to pull back to come and retest this particular zone and continue lower. But most time, depending on what you did, that's why backtest your strategy is very, very important, so that you will be able to know how many times does this market always pull back whenever it breaks out. I have done this backtest on Euro USD over and over and over again. So once I spot this particular pattern on Euro USD, I don't need for you to come back to retest, because most of the time the market will rally down immediately. So this thing you want to be doing it if you want to buy also, you want to make sure that you are doing it on a maybe on a support zone, and the market break out of the resistance zone. In this case is resistance. Maybe the market break out of here. You want to wait for the market to start heading lower like this, to start heading lower. You want to wait for something like this for the market to start heading lower. So once the market gets to here, you want to pull out your trend line. You want to connect from here to here. What you want to do is just wait for this particular trend line to break. Once this particular trend line break and close, that is when you want to jump into the trade. So sometimes you may want to wait for a proper break and retest, but normally based on my back test on Euro USD, I know how to jump in. So you may want to be waiting for something like this for the price to come and take off this zone. If this price eventually take off this zone, it has given you what we call the double bottom, which is also the reversal pattern. So most time, once this market break this counter trend line, most time price rallied. Most time price rally. I've not really done this particular back test on the other pair, but I've done it on euro. Most time price may not likely want to pull back to this counter trend line. Price may just want to rally it up. So this is the example of counter trend line which I have been also been using whenever I spot this particular counter trend line break on 4 hours. I normally jump in and I always put my stop loss below the last week here. This is where I always put my stop loss, and I always aim for 1:2, 1:2, 1:3. This is what I normally do. Whenever I spot this kind of pattern, I always go for 1:2, 1:3. So this is the clear example of how you can be able to trade with the counter trend line break. Let me show you how I've done it and the backtests I've done over and over again. So let's quickly dive into. You can see my chart now. You can see my chart now. You can see this is Euro USD on the 4 hours, time frame. You check now, look at when we break out of this particular resistance support zone that later turned to resistance, the market rallied down. And the market started pulling back. The market was obeying this trend line until we break out of this particular trend line here. And from the moment we break out of this particular trend line, the market, you can see where I put my stop loss, the market dives down. You can see this is almost 1:3 risk to reward. You can see that the market almost collapsed immediately without pulling back to this particular zone here, which I normally put my stop loss. You can see this is one trade that we won, and this is another one that failed. You know, in trading, you must not, no strategy is 100% guaranteed. Every strategy have their winning streak and losing streak. No strategy win 100% of the time. This is another lost trade here, and this is another win trade here. You can see you can see I waited for this particular counter trend line to. The moment the 4 hours closed below this particular trend line, I jumped in. I put my stop loss here, although my stop loss was a little bit wide, but I know what I was aiming for. The moment I see that market has moved in my favor, I quickly moved to break even, and the market never came back to this particular zone. It rallied down. You can also see the uptrend here, the uptrend here. You can see that the market was bleeding down, and the moment the market break out of this particular trend line, that is where I jumped in. You can see that the market actually moved. You can count it. This is about 17 win and 3 loss. We won this one, we won this one, we lost this one, we lost this one, we won this one. This is a fourth one we won. You can see another one again. This is another counter trend line, which will lose this one. If we have entered this particular trade here, it would have been a loss because our stop loss would have been somewhere here or somewhere here, and the market did not respect this particular counter trend line. The market broke it and came back to come and pull up. This is a second loss we've had with this strategy, and you can see in this particular one again. Look at how I avoid the trend line, and the market. The moment the market break out for me, it came back to retest, but it didn't come above this particular zone here where my stop loss is. The market also dived down. You can see again. You can see the same thing happened there again. If you want to be using this strategy, whether you're using the 1 hour time frame or the 4 hours time frame or the 15 minutes time frame, all you have to do is once you've gotten your trend line, the counter trend line, once you've gotten it right, this trend line is showing you that is a counter trend line. It's showing you opposite because the market is there. The market is in a downtrend, but the price is moving up. But best believe that the market will still come and continue in its normal direction. So what you will be waiting for is just to wait for this particular counter trend line for the price. Is either be it on a 15 minutes or on a 1 hour or the 4 hour. But personally, I use the 4 hours to wait for this particular setup. Once I spot that this 4 hour candle has broken this particular counter trend line and close below it, it must not be a wick. If I see a wick, I will not enter. I'll wait until a candlestick close, 4 hours candlestick close below it. If you're using a 1 hour, always wait for the 1 hour to close below it. And please, I want you to do your own back test on the 1 hour, because I've not really done this particular back test on the 1 hour. I've always done this on the 4 hours. So if you want to use the 1 hour, please go and do your back test. If you want to use it on 15 minutes, still do your back test to know the one that works for you better. So you can also see this one was a lot, although this one was not the particular. This one is another strategy which I'm using entirely. You can see this one also was a loss. You can see I put it cancel. Anyone that is lost, I always put it cancel. You can see there was all here, there was no setup, all here there was no setup. You can see this one was a win. This one was a win. When the market finally broke, below it and closed below it significantly. This is when I hopped in. I hopped in for a sell here, and this is about 1:3 thereabout. You can also see how I've been able to use this strategy over and over again. You can see again. You can see how I draw my trend line properly, and the market broke below it, came back to retest. But whenever it came back to retest, you can see that the market would not always get back to this particular high here. And this is where I always put my stop loss. I'm a swing trader, so my stop loss is a little bit wide. And what I normally do is that I don't risk more than 0.5% of my prop account. A lot of people will see my stop loss and they will say, wow, you have a wide stop loss. I have a wide stop loss, but I know what I'm doing. Once I see once I have a setup and my final and my stop loss is wide, and what I intend to do is that I lower my risk. I lower my risk to normally what I use is 0.5%. Or if I have not passed the challenge, once I pass it, I started using 1%. But if I'm still in my phase 1 or phase 2, what I normally do is I use my 0.05%, 0.5%, I mean to say, sorry. And once I spot this kind of wide stop loss, what I do is I lower my lot size significantly to accumulate this particular stop losses. So that is what I normally do. So if you are doing it on the 15 minutes, best believe you will have a very tight stop loss. And you can see that this particular trade play out where this is about 1:3. And this is another trade that plays out again. This is about 1:3 again. You can see that once the market broke below it, it never came back to this particular high, and also it never came back to this particular high again. And we can see this one is not counter trend line. But if you also know, if you also can spot how to know a reversal pattern, you will see that here we have a double bottom which later broke the neck and came back and shoot up. So look at it again. Look at it again. This is another trade here which I took, and the market broke below it and it never came back to bleed. And this is about 1:2 plus. This one is not particular trend line strategy, although I still won the trade. And you can see another one here again. You can see another one here. You can see how I drew my counter trend line. The market broke above it, came back to retest, but it never came below this particular low here. It came back to retest and shoot up. This is about 1:3 trade, and the same thing happened here. The market broke above the particular trend line. It never came back for retest, and the market shoot up. So what really is giving me this confidence is because I've done this backtest over and over again. So once I spot a break of standard trend line, I intend to jump in. That is what is giving me a confidence. And I'll always put my stop loss where if market eventually turn against me, I will know that the market has invalidated my setup. I will take my stop and I will go and I'll wait for another setup. So you can see how all here no trade because I didn't have a clear setup there. You can see also here this is 1:2. I don't trade anything less than 1:2. You can see the moment the price broke below my counter trend line, the market dived down immediately. And you can also see here this one was another strategy I used. You can also see that this is the current market price which we're waiting for on euro. The CPI came out today and the CPI pushed the market up. And this is another trend line which I have run. I am still waiting for my trend line for this particular price to come and bridge my trend line. So once this particular market bridge my trend line here, somewhere here, if this market can come back and bridge my trend line and close with 4-hour candle, I will jump in. But I'm still keeping eyes on what will happen maybe before the end of this week and next week thereabout. The market will play out in my favor. Best believe. Well, this strategy of everything I've done here is about 17 win and 3 loss. 17 win and 3 loss thereabout. So you can also do your back test and do your research on this strategy. And please make sure you are doing it correctly. Make sure if you want to sell, make sure we are in a downtrend. If you want to buy, make sure we're in an uptrend. So make sure you use your daily 4 hours 1 hour to confirm your trend. If you want to trade on 15 minutes, 1 minute, that just make sure you start from your daily to know the flow of the trend. Like me, that I'm swing trader, I normally start from the weekly, monthly to know the flow of the market. So this is what I have for you, just to share with you. In case you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you don't also like it, please give me a dislike also. But please tell me in the comment box below what to do to improve in my next video. As you all know, I'm just starting out, and as you all know, nobody is Alan, nobody knows it all. We are all here to learn. I'm here to learn. You learn from me, I learn from you, until we attain the level which I call the CPT, the consistent profitable trader. That is the level which I'm aiming to attain. I'm not there yet. I'm still grinding, and I hope you also will keep on grinding. Never give up. Never give up. Keep on trading. A lot can change in a year. So that is what I have to say to you guys. Bye for now. I will see you in my next video, which will be coming out on Saturday. Till then, keep peeping. Bye. Please do subscribe to my channel. Help my channel to grow, and give me a like if you like this video. Please, I beg you, just click that subscribe button to help me grow my channel, as I would also do my best to keep on recording more of tutorial like this, to help the new beginners to find their way into the world of financial trading. So I will see you next on Saturday. Bye.